It's January 27th, 1861. In Gamti, a city in British-controlled India, a baby boy is about to come into the world. Prior to his birth, his mother had a dream, and in it, the moon was shining bright in the sky, and everything in the atmosphere was immersed in its light. The moon suddenly rolled down like a ball from the sky and into her lap, and its light illuminated the worlds. The boy was Baba Tajuddin Nagpuri. Hazrat Sayyid Muhammad Tajuddin was a major spiritual figure from pre-partition India. He spent his life working in the name of God to serve others and to teach them the knowledge of the unseen. His every spoken word was for the reformation of people. People of the Muslim, Hindu, Sikh, Christian, Persian and other faiths used to visit him, and his reputation attracted some powerful titles, including the Emperor of the Seven Realms, the Light of Religion, the Crown of the Saints, and the Crown of the Nation. As a child, his parents passed away. He was taken in by his maternal grandmother, who had already started to see the signs of his spiritual status. As he was holding some small pebbles, she offered him breakfast. He pointed at the pebbles and said that he was eating laddus instead. He then started to eat the pebbles as if they were sweets, and that's what they became. His grandmother understood who he was. Not only was Baba Tajuddin a descendant of Hazrat Imam Hassan, but also a descendant of the founder of the Naqshbandiya Sufi order, Bahauddin Naqshband Bukhari. He attained nearness to Hazrat Abdullah Shah and received nisbat or spiritual association from the Chistiya Sufi order at the shrine of Baba Daud Makki. His spiritual training was directly imparted to him by Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him, Hazrat Ali and Hazrat Awais Karni. He was blessed by the heads of all Sufi orders. When he was an 18 years old member of the army, an English captain came through for an inspection and saw he was present on duty. But on his way back, when he was passing by a small mosque about half a furlong away, he noticed that the soldier who he had just seen guarding the ammunition depot was praying in the mosque's courtyard. He was furious on this lack of military discipline, so came back to the depot to reconfirm what he had seen. He found Nana Tajuddin on guard as before. So he went back to the mosque to check on the soldier praying there, and to his surprise, it was still Nana Tajuddin. The captain again went to the depot and then to the mosque once more, in disbelief to make sure he wasn't making any mistake in his observations. The next day, he called Nana Tajuddin and in the presence of his senior officer, told him that he saw him in two places simultaneously, stating that he thought he was a man of God. When Nana Tajuddin heard this, he was so perturbed that he handed over his army uniform and resigned, saying that he would no longer do more than one duty at once. Being in a constant state of God's ecstasy, he became renowned for performing wonders. People visited him at all times, and so to avoid the disturbance, he admitted himself to the madhouse of Nagpur. But even there, the visits continued, and it no longer remained a madhouse. Raja Raghu Rao's daughter-in-law was due to give birth. The baby was declared dead, so we went to Baba Tajuddin and sat at his feet, to which he was told to go home to celebrate the birth of a baby boy. On his return, a healthy baby boy was born, and thenceforth he became a devotee, inviting Nana Tajuddin to live at his palace. Once, Nana Tajuddin slept in a jungle in Waki, India. A tiger appeared and walked to him with reverence, licking his soles as he slept. When Nana Tajuddin woke up, he stroked the tiger's head, thanking it for coming and expressing happiness in seeing it. The tiger thanked him with a swish of his tail and left. it was clear that they had been communicating in some form before physically meeting. Once, a number of followers were discussing how much they had given up in following Nana Tajuddin, boasting about their own sacrifices. He came to know of this through the unseen and left the palace to recite the following verse from the Quran so that they could hear it. They think that they lay you under an obligation by becoming Muslims. Say, lay me not under obligation by your Islam. Rather, Allah lays you under an obligation by guiding you to the faith if you are truthful. And here are some of his famous sayings. As with all saints, Baba Tajuddin said, I give to the seeker according to their desire. He had a great dislike for hurting or oppressing others and would often say, repeating God's name makes one better. A follower requested Nana Tajuddin to curse people who had caused him trouble. He replied, no, my call is for prayers and not for curses. Though he was very strict with his students, he also loved them very dearly. An attendant of his once addressed him as his father, and so he replied, I am your mother. Baba Tajuddin passed from the material world on August 17th, 1925, but his knowledge still lives on through his maternal grandson, Hazur Qalandar Baba al-Auliya, and his successor, the current head of the Azeemia Sufi order, Hazrat Khwaja Shamsuddin Azeemi. This was only a brief introduction to Nana Tajuddin for the anniversary of his passing from the material world. For further insight, consider reading the Qalandar Shore Monthly magazine. Please email info@qalandarshoremonthly.com to subscribe for more content regarding spirituality, saints, prophets, and the metaphysics.